The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Halloween classic. Well, for most people, for me, not so much. I'm gonna rate this movie a 6 out of 10. I would even go a little bit lower, but just for the sake of the visuals, I'm gonna give it a 6. So, The Nightmare Before Christmas, it is often called a Halloween classic. It is a must watch. It is a masterpiece. It is the top of the top of stop motion cinema. But for me, I gotta be honest, I didn't really enjoy this movie that much at all. And I don't really get why people love this movie so much. I mean, I get that it looks visually stunning and it definitely has that Halloween gothic vibe. But apart from that, I don't really know. I don't really get it. So the movie, the story, it's very simple. We have Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town, and he basically has a midlife crisis. You know, he gets bored of scaring people every October. So one night he just stumbles into Christmas Town and he's blown away by the warmth and the joy and the beauty of Christmas. So naturally, him being the king of Halloween Town, him being, a bad guy basically, he decides to kidnap Santa Claus. And, he tries to do Christmas himself. And, shocker, it all goes terribly, terribly wrong. Now, I gotta give credit where credit is due, of course. I mean, the visuals, they look stunning. You know, this movie is from, I think it's 1993 or 1992. I mean, the visuals, they look stunning. It looks good. And for a Halloween, Christmas, spooky, eerie type of movie, this movie delivers. I mean, it definitely has that vibe for Halloween. It does it right. You know, the detail of Halloween Town looks great. The set designs look great. The gothic aesthetic, it's gorgeous. It is everything you want from Halloween type of movies. The opening sequence, the song "This Is Halloween," it is fantastic. It is a good song, but that's about it for songs. And of course, we have the iconic shot of Jack standing against a giant full moon. And I know everybody knows that that is like a piece of film history. I mean, that makes this movie classic. You know, everybody knows it. So, yeah. But that's about it for me in terms of things that I like about this movie. And I know a lot of people will hate me for it, that I really don't like this movie that much. So, why don't I think this movie is like a 10 out of 10? Why don't I think it's a masterpiece? Well, this also is a movie that has a lot of style but really lacks in substance. For me, this movie feels more like an extended music video in terms of a musical than an actual story. I think Jack is really boring, to be honest. I mean, he tries Christmas, he feels at doing Christmas, then he goes back to doing Halloween, and he basically has this midlife crisis, and yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's any real depth to Jack. I don't like Jack. I'm not rooting for Jack, to be honest. I'm kind of rooting for Sally, but not so much for Jack. I think Jack is kind of weak as a protagonist, as a main character. I don't think he's sympathetic. I don't think he really faces any real consequences for his actions. His midlife crisis arc, it feels really shallow. I mean, if you compare it to like the Disney heroes, like Beast from Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Simba from The Lion King, for instance, then, if you compare that to Jack, then Jack feels really, really flat. I mean, yeah, Jack is not a good protagonist. And his love interest, Sally, I think they really did a poor job with Sally. She feels like she's the only character that has any emotional depth, and the movie just, yeah, sidelines her. And the falling in love at the end of Jack and Sally. it feels unearned. It doesn't feel real. I didn't really like it, didn't really enjoy it that much. And the music, I know this movie is more like a musical than an actual movie. The intro song, This is Halloween, I definitely think it's a good song. It's a memorable song. But all the other songs, for me, they get boring real fast. They're dreary, they're repetitive. I don't think they're catchy. I mean, if you compare it to, let's say, Aladdin, I mean, all the songs in Aladdin, they work. All the songs in Beauty and the Beast, they're great. All the songs from The Lion King, for instance, all these songs are great. There's not a single song that I think is bad. I mean, even Pocahontas, for instance, all the songs are great. This movie, I think pretty much all the songs are bad, like really bad. And if you consider this movie to be like a musical, then you have a serious problem on your hands as a director, as a producer for a movie like this. And this movie should be fun. And for me, this movie didn't feel fun. It feels really depressing. It feels cold. Not even like in a good way for a Halloween type of movie where you say, well, it is Halloween, so it should be spooky, but it also should feel warm and inviting. And this movie, it feels cold and depressing. It's supposed to be spooky and fun. And even Christmas Town, it feels unsettling and cold. I don't feel the warmth. I mean, this movie for me, it's gloom and doom, and yeah, I didn't really like it. I think it's a really depressing look, this movie. And then we have the villain. I mean, we have Oogie Boogie. I think Oogie Boogie could have been like this amazing villain. I definitely think Oogie Boogie is a good villain, but he he's basically late to the party. He's introduced relatively late into the movie, and his motivation for doing what he does, I feel it's a little bit random. I don't really feel like I know what Oogie Boogie stands for, what he's doing, and yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity, the way they used Oogie Boogie. So these are the main things as why I don't think this movie is a masterpiece, but why I think this movie actually doesn't really deserve like more than a 5 or 6. Um, so yeah, I mean, I get it. The Nightmare Before Christmas, technically speaking, it looks good. It definitely has that Halloween feeling. Uh, but as a movie, as a musical type of movie, it feels hollow, depressing, gloomy. Didn't like any of the songs. I think the story is also quite thin, and the characters, I don't think there are any particularly good characters in the movie, especially the protagonist, Jack. I think he's very weak, and they should have done more with Oogie Boogie, should have done more with Sally, and I feel like people have been overhyping this movie for years, and I definitely don't think it's a classic movie. I don't think it's a watch movie for Halloween. Definitely not for Christmas. But for me, this movie is more like a background movie, and while this movie is playing, do some other things. So for me, not a masterpiece, not at all. And I would give it like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Beautiful to look at, but actually quite boring to sit through. But then again, what do I know about movies? I'm just being me. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.